Hey guys, Alex with 4.5. Welcome to installment number 2 of our KPI series, Applied KPI. So we're going to talk about how to apply the key performance indicators we discussed in the first series, the customer acquisition cost, ACV, annual contract value, and lifetime customer value. We will also review the full-on unit economics model that will help you project and manage your business all the way down to figure it out per unit profitability. First, let's take a look on how to use the ratios we've already created in first installment to put together a sales and marketing plan. Okay, you start with your customer acquisition cost, right, times desired growth in units equals your overall sales and marketing budget. That's very simple mathematics, okay? Because you've already worked on creating your customer acquisition cost, you know that if you want to get 80 properties, if you want to gain 80 properties next year in 2017, 18, whatever that may be, you need to apply your customer acquisition cost times the 80 properties. This is your budget. So your budget is $140,000 in this example. A BDM, business development manager, will cost you $75,000, give or take. The rest should be applied to the marketing budget. Here, you just put together a sales and marketing plan based on numbers and not on wishful thinking. Secondly, I want to show you how to validate a marketing channel using the ratios we discussed. So, for example, if I ask myself a question, should I do Google AdWords? Should I continue do Google AdWords as a company? Well, here's how I go about making sure the math works and doing it mathematically instead of by wishful thinking again. So the average cost per lead, and provided you're running lead simple, or at least you have your metrics, your average cost per lead, let's imagine, is $160. Your closing ratio is 20%. Okay? So your marketing spend per single owner is $800. However, because one owner equals on average 1.5 units, you have your marketing spend per unit of $600. You got to add your sales costs, which is about an average $500 per unit, right? And overall, a customer or unit acquisition cost for Google AdWords is $1,100, $1,100, okay? Now you compare that to your average customer acquisition cost. This looks great, right? $1,100. Also, you put it against your ACV, annual contract value. You do simple math, and you figure out that it only takes 3.96 months to pay back the acquisition cost through AdWords. So this is a buy scenario, okay? And this is one of the reasons why you see so much cash and money and investment flowing into the property management business, right? All of a sudden the industry is blowing up. Why? Because the metrics really work. This is a recurring revenue stream that gives you this much in lifetime, this much in a year, and you only pay this much to acquire it. Gosh, that is a good deal. So now let's shift gears a little bit and talk about the full UEM, unit economics model. I've used exactly the same model with different numbers, obviously, to run my business, project and forecast, and kind of grow 4.5 over the last 2-3 years. But this is, the numbers I use here are kind of the same example across the line. And what I'm going to do is you're able to download this spreadsheet on this blog. Just click the download link, and you can put in your own numbers. And when you're ready to attend the webinar, where we're going to actually model things out and help you kind of forecast and run operation forecast against this model, this is where you're actually going to learn how to apply this model. But very briefly, I just want to show you what's involved, okay? And once you download, fill in your numbers, and you'll find out what you make in profit per property all the way down from top to bottom. But we'll start with beginning units under management, and I recommend doing it for 12 months, so let's say 2016. You start with beginning units under management, right? How many property units you've added, how many units you lost, and ending units under management, 360. Then you take total sales, in this case 1.2 million. Then what you want to do is you want to calculate the property management related labor. Now here you don't want to, the only salaries you should count here is the property managers and assistant property managers, and also the salesperson, the BDM, who's responsible for selling property management. Okay, that's it. Those are the only people that you put into the PM labor. Then you figure out your margin, okay, your total expenses. Now they're comprised of variable expenses and fixed expenses. Variable costs, this is where you put in your maintenance coordinator salary, your assistant salary, people who don't necessarily touch properties or units directly, but they're also, they're supporting your business, bookkeeper, right? This is where those costs go. Also your marketing costs, also your software costs and stuff like that. The fixed cost would be the rent and such, right? Then what it is, you want to isolate your sales and marketing budget. So this would be part of these expenses. But this is as a kind of item in itself. You will see why we need to use it later for some of the calculations. So the formulas I have in the spreadsheet will give you your ACV, annual contract value, will give you the customer acquisition cost based on the numbers you fill in, right? And it will also total up the sales from acquired customers, your average payback period. So this is important. The system, the spreadsheet, the formulas will calculate your average payback period, meaning that how long does it take your business on average to pay back the customer acquisition cost. Anything under 15 in a recurring revenue business is good. Anything under 8 is great. So this business is very healthy. Again, once you put in your own numbers in my model, in this model, which make your own model called UEM model, you will get your payback period and you see how healthy and scalable your business really is. And then you get to monthly unit economics. You get down to your average sale per unit per month. You get to your labor costs, fixed costs, and then finally the profit. So once we jump onto the webinar, I'll show you how you can kind of evaluate, apply the new marketing plan to this model and figure out what your bottom line may be. You apply your operations plan to this model. If you need to hire 3 more people, how's that going to affect your bottom line, right? If you gain 90 units or 100 units and you bring 1 extra property manager, how's that going to affect your bottom line? So this model is really flexible and allows you to plan forward and really put mathematical exactness and apply it towards some of the decisions. So there's a lot of art and science that you can combine and make your business predictable and very, very successful. I hope to see you on the webinar. Thank you for watching. Let me know if you have any questions. Until next time, this is Alex.